Hello, 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 hello. Wherever you are on this marvelous planet called Earth, I hope you are having a splendid day, evening, night, wherever you happen to be located. Today, I'm going to be talking about camera shake. You may be asking, why is camera shake important? Well, camera shake, it helps to add a little bit of realism to your animation when you're filming it with the camera. We know, Hollywood or wherever major production studio on the planet, they do not use camera shake much. The reason they probably don't use it because they don't want to trigger an epileptic seizure if the camera is shaking. They don't want to cause a person to faint or for motion sickness. That's why cameras don't shake much, especially in Hollywood. And I said the major production companies on the planet, they don't use it much because it may trigger some type of bodily event. So that's why it's straight. But sometimes to add a little realism to your animation, it's good to have the camera, shaking a little bit. So let's dive right into this lesson involving camera shake. Now, my lesson is going to do with camera shake, but it's a big but. I do not like for the camera to be shaking all throughout the scene. That gets sort of wearisome after a while. Like when we watch a Hollywood movie, the camera's not shaking for the entire movie. It's just shaking on certain portions. So that's what I'm going to show you all how I discovered. Because naturally, in the blender, when you have the camera shaking, it continuously shaking. It don't stop. You can't use keyframes. I discovered, I'm going to show you that. You can't use no keyframe to say, I want you to start shaking on frame 50 and stop on 100. Don't do that. It shakes throughout. So it took me a couple days to think of what strategy can I use to help control my camera shaking when I wanted to shake and when I don't want it to shake. I had discovered a way. It's low tech. But you remember, a lot of low tech things are beneficial in life. So let's jump right in. All right, I got my little simple 3D scene here. It's a facsimile of a crane. I made it a couple months ago. Like I said, if I do something in Blender, if I make a video, I want to show something that I do have a little skill. I could have made it better. But I said, it's always better than watching something somebody made than to be watching her with the cube all the time. Like in many videos, they love showing that cube. I don't. I want to do something different. All right, so let's get right in. Okay. I got it centered where I wanted to have it centered at. Alright, so the first thing you have to do, you have to click on your camera. Alright. To get the camera shake control, I discovered it's best to have at least 2 cameras on there. I'm just going to exaggerate it there, and it's best to have the 2 cameras laying right on top of one another. But I don't want to do that, because I might need to control my cameras in this video. So I got a camera here. I'm going to add another camera. Zap. I'm going to call this camera shake. And I'm going to call the other showing right here. I'm going to call it freeze. By freeze, I mean, when something freezing, it's not moving. I didn't want to call it stop or nothing like that, because that's another S word. So they got 2 different letters. One for shake, the moon, and freeze, you stop. Okay. So we got that set up. Let me go to the top view. I'm gonna hide this plane because I can't see my cameras. I want to put it on camera freeze. I'm going to hit Control O. Then I'm going to move it out the way. Let me make sure I got my camera shake. Where's camera shake at? Okay, I only see one camera. Camera shake. I'm going to grab camera shake. I don't see camera shake on here anywhere. Is that an arrow with Blender? Camera freeze right here. Camera shake. It's nowhere. Okay, maybe it's off the screen somewhere. I see it. It's off the screen. So let me move it in some. Let me zoom in some more. Alright, so I got it on camera freeze. I'm hitting Control 0. So it has the control now. It has the. I'm gonna look back for my. I wanted to face my crane. I'm hitting Control Alt 0. I'll move my crane in some more. Control Alt 0. I'm gonna click on. I'm gonna move my camera around. Grab it. Okay, I'll leave it like that. So that's camera freeze. Let me go to camera shake. That's the camera shake. Oh, I know why. I think I'm in Control 0. That's camera shake. So he's looking out there in the void. All right, let me see if I can find my there it is. Right, so it's right up there. So good there. 2 different angles. Camera shake. Control 0. Let me go back here. Oh, why it's not? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Let me see. It's on camera shake. Control Alt 0. Okay, good. Let me check back again with camera freeze. Control on. Oh. I got it on freeze. So that's the only thing about it when you move that camera. I'm gonna put it somewhere different. Okay. That's shake. That's freeze. And I'll put it on shake. Now see, this is the confusing part right here. Which camera is what? Okay. All right, they're good. That's it. They both got 2 different views. I'm not going to keep fighting with them. All right, so the next thing you need to do, definitely for the one that's called shake, that's going to be doing a motion shaking. Now, you can't control where it starts with the camera motion when it starts shaking. Usually, when I check other videos, it started on frame 1. So I'm going to put a location at frame 1. Okay. I'm going to go to freeze. I don't have to do it, but I get that frame 1 also. Location. Alright, so now the next thing you have to do is go to, and I'm going to explain why. It's a reason why we had to add the keyframe. I have to go to the graph editor. Then I'm going to explain why. You hit N. Now, if you didn't add that keyframe, you would not see this End Properties menu in the graph editor. You will not see F curve, modifiers, and view. So if you don't hit N, you won't see that. I'm sorry, if you don't hit the keyframe, you won't see that. That's why it's important you need the keyframe. Alright, so we're in the keyframe. I'm going to come over here to my object transform. On my computer, it's a green color. It got X location, Y location, Z location. If you're familiar with the graph editor, you're familiar with those. Alright. Now I'm going to go to modifier. I'm coming to add modifier. I'm going to put noise. I'm going to put noise. Don't matter which one. Noise. Now the noise is just on. Look what my mouse said. I have X location, Y location, no modifier, Z location, no modifier. But I'm only going to use the X because it's just a demonstration. So it should just be rotating on the X axis. But if you want to add the modifier to the X, Y, and Z, where my mouse is located, you will see something called copy modifiers. I'm going to give a demonstration. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on a Y location. It has no modifier. Now right beside copy modifier, it will paste the modifier, and it's pasted. Now X has a noise modifier and Y has a noise modifier, but I don't need it in Y. I just put it in X. Also, when you go to the X modifier, you see these options. They call it strength, scale. It's like your pitch. If you know anything about trigonometry, is the pitch, how tall your wave is. Let me see if I can find my X. Now you have to go looking for it. That's the thing I don't like about it. At least on my blender, I have to look for X. I see the X and Y. I see Y and Z is sort of blue. But the X, I have to go searching for it. Let me increase my pitch scale to 30. And the strength, just, well, you get the idea what strength is, how strong that, how much vibration is going to make. I start when I look for my X curve. I don't see it no way on here. So that's the only nick on this version of Blender. I'm using Blender 2.83. If I have it, I clicked on X, I should see it, but I just see Y and Z. Okay, there it is. So you're gonna have to be looking for the curves. Let me do up the scale. So you see what's happening? It's not increasing the amplitude. It is bringing the curve together, and the more they are together, the more violent it will be. Let me click on my space bar. I have to go to my camera view. Camera, space bar. Which one am I doing the shaking? Neither one is shaking. Oh, I see a camera shaking. Yeah, the one called shake, that's the one that's actually shaking. So I'm gonna hit Control 0. Go ahead, Control 0. Or the one called freeze, Control. Okay, you see it's shaking, and you see it's shaking right along the X axis. If you want to do it on the other axis, you have to copy it to Z and Y. Let me go over these commands a little bit more. So you see the strength. The bigger the number, I'm gonna put it on 30. The more violent it is, I'm gonna give it 5/10. You see? So if you want to do actual camera motion, it's good to leave it on a value under 1. I'm gonna put it back to 1. That's the normal. Or you can leave it 1. Don't go to no 30 or 40 or 50. And the last option, the offset, controls when you copy it to another location, such as Y or Z. You may not want it to do the same thing. So the offset. Look at my X. See, the offset is just moving it to the left or right, but the identity stays the same. But if you don't want to have the exact same motion, you move that scale. Okay, so we're done with that. I'm gonna put it back to, because I want it to be on a valid number. I want to see some movement. I'll put it on 10 for my. I want to see some movement for my demonstration. But you can do that. See, you can make an earthquake effect with this too. So you might not even have to have the ground moving. This is good for earthquake effect. You just have to move your let me move my rig. You just have to move your objects inside to add the realism. But that's one good thing about it. The large values are good for earthquake effects. But you would add the Y and Z there to make it more look chaotic. I just want to use X. All right, so we got that out the way. How to use the noise modifier. Now I'm going to get to the moment of truth. I'm going to go back to my timeline. I want to stop this animation. Which one is shaking? Well, it don't matter. I'm going to go to freeze, Control O. Go to shake. Oh. And you see when I switch to the other one, and the name don't matter. Then I call it shake, but the one that's shaking is not shaking, but it don't matter. The name don't matter. You see, it's no longer moving. And as you see, if you look down closely, I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in some. You see my actual camera right here where my mouse at. That is what's moving. So that's why you need to highlight it, because I discovered an error. If you add that modifier on your actual object, that object will be shaking, not the camera. So to make the camera shake, the camera must be the active object. All right, so let me get my demonstration now. It's on shake, so it's shaking now. I'm gonna give it a scale from, I'm just gonna stop at 100. Alright, so I got right here, I'm gonna add my modifier on, I'm gonna go to 0. I already got some on 0, so it don't really matter. I'll go to 20. I'm gonna hit the M for marker. Then I go to marker, then I choose bind. And that's why I don't give my marker a name, because they tell you camera shake. I'm gonna go to 20. And that's why I get to give your camera a good descriptive name too. Hit my marker. I want to choose freeze. I have to click Control O to change it. Then I'm gonna put it on marker, so it's on freeze. I'm gonna go to 60, or roughly 60. I'm gonna go back to shake. Click on shake. Put your marker, then bind it. Is there? My last one, I'm gonna stop at 80. I'm gonna click on freeze, hit Control O to bind it, hit my marker, then come up in marker, bind camera to marker. Now here comes the moment of truth, good people. Let's see if it's working. See, no shaking, shaking, no shaking, shaking. That's how you can control the shaking in your camera, or the noise effect. Now, to make it more realistic, you should have your cameras laying right on top of each other if you point at a certain scene. Or you can choose, and I know how to do this too. You can choose Control P and parent one camera to the other. And that way, if you move one camera, the other one moves automatically. So, I hope you liked the video on controlling your camera shake. You see right there, even though I move my camera, it is controlled. Thank you all. Have a good day and keep on blending and keep learning. Peace.